Have you ever wondered how Egypt, a nation of historical grandeur, has interacted with its neighboring countries throughout the centuries? This land of pharaohs, pyramids, and the mighty Nile has a rich tapestry of relations, alliances, and conflicts with its nearby states that is as fascinating as it is complex. From the ancient times of the pharaohs through the Greek and Roman eras into the Islamic conquest and beyond, Egypt's history is a chronicle of dynamic interactions. Its social, economic, political, demographic, military, and religious facets have all played pivotal roles in shaping its foreign relations. In this sweeping overview, we will traverse the sands of time, deciphering the enigma of Egypt's history in chronological order. We'll delve into its intricate relationships with its neighbors, and how these connections have influenced the course of its history and its place in the world today. So, buckle up as we embark on a journey through time, exploring the captivating story of Egypt. Our journey begins in the time of the Pharaohs, the ancient rulers of Egypt. The Pharaohs, these divine kings, had a profound impact not just on their own kingdom, but on the surrounding regions as well. Their interactions with neighboring countries were diverse and multifaceted, encompassing trade, conflicts, and alliances. Trade was a cornerstone of these relationships. Ancient Egypt was renowned for its wealth in resources, from the fertile soil of the Nile to the rich mineral deposits in its deserts. These resources were sought after by neighboring nations, leading to flourishing trade networks. One such notable expedition was to the land of Punt, often identified with modern-day Somalia or Ethiopia. These expeditions, initiated by the pharaohs, brought back exotic goods like incense, ebony, and gold. They also brought back animals and plants, further enriching the biodiversity of Egypt. Yet, relations between Egypt and its neighbors were not always peaceful. Conflicts and wars were frequent, often spurred by territorial disputes or power struggles. The Battle of Kadesh is a prime example of these conflicts. It was one of the earliest recorded military battles in history, fought between the Egyptian pharaoh Ramses II and the Hittite king Muwatalli II. The result? A stalemate that led to one of the world's first recorded peace treaties. But it wasn't all about war and trade. The pharaohs also formed alliances, sometimes through diplomatic marriages, with neighboring kingdoms. This helped to maintain peace and fostered mutual cooperation. The pharaohs were not isolated rulers. They were engaged with the world around them, shaping and being shaped by it. They left behind a rich legacy of interaction that transcended borders and cultures. This legacy is not just confined to the remnants of grand monuments or the hieroglyphs etched in stone. It's also found in the echoes of their interactions with their neighbors, in the trade routes they pioneered, in the battles they fought, and in the alliances they forged. The pharaohs left behind a rich legacy of interaction with the world around them, setting the stage for the periods that followed. As we move forward in time, we reach the era of Greek and Roman influence in Egypt. This period, marked by conquest and cultural exchange, shaped the course of Egyptian history and its interactions with neighboring regions. The Greeks, led by Alexander the Great, arrived in Egypt in the 4th century BC, introducing a new dynamic to the ancient land. Upon Alexander's death, one of his generals, Ptolemy, claimed Egypt. Thus began the Ptolemaic dynasty, a period that saw the fusion of Greek and Egyptian cultures. The Ptolemaic rulers, while Greek by origin, adopted many Egyptian customs and traditions, to the extent of presenting themselves as pharaohs. This era wasn't just a time of cultural blending, but also of political intrigue and power struggles. Among the most notable figures of this time was Cleopatra, the last active ruler of the Ptolemaic kingdom. Her relationships with powerful Roman leaders like Julius Caesar and Mark Antony not only shaped her reign, but also significantly impacted Egypt's standing in the Mediterranean world. However, the Ptolemaic dynasty's rule wasn't to last. Following Cleopatra's death, Egypt became a province of the Roman Empire in the 1st century BC. The Roman occupation brought about profound changes to Egypt's social, economic, and political landscapes. The Romans introduced administrative reforms, leveraged Egypt's grain production for their empire, and brought Christianity, which would later evolve into the Coptic Orthodox Church. The Roman rule, while oppressive at times, was also a period of relative stability and prosperity. It allowed Egypt to maintain its cultural identity, while also adopting elements of the Greco-Roman world. This era also saw Egypt's role as a key player in the Mediterranean, establishing critical relationships with its neighbors that would influence its future. The Greek and Roman era brought significant changes to Egypt and its relations with the world, paving the way for the Islamic conquest. The sands of time bring us to a pivotal moment in Egypt's history, the Islamic conquest. The 7th century saw the Arab Muslim armies, under the banner of the Rashidun Caliphate, sweep across the Middle East and North Africa. By the mid-7th century, Egypt had become a part of this burgeoning Islamic empire, marking a significant shift in the nation's political, cultural, and religious landscape. The Islamic conquest brought Egypt into a new network of relations with its neighbors. The shared faith and common cultural elements fostered a sense of unity among the Islamic states, redefining Egypt's regional interactions. As the centuries rolled on, Egypt witnessed the rise and fall of several Islamic dynasties. The Fatimids of Shia Islam established Cairo as their capital in the 10th century, further strengthening Egypt's centrality in the Islamic world. Their rule was marked by significant architectural developments, intellectual pursuits, and trade relations with both Muslim and non-Muslim states. The 12th century heralded the arrival of the Ayyubids, led by the legendary Salah ad-Din, known in the West as Saladin. Saladin's reign was marked by his military campaigns against the Crusaders, epitomizing Egypt's crucial role in the geopolitics of the region. Following the Ayyubids, the Mamluks seized power. Their rule, spanning 3 centuries, was characterized by a unique military caste system. The Mamluks were instrumental in defending the Islamic world against Mongol invasions, further cementing Egypt's military and political significance. The Islamic periods of Egypt's history were marked by a vibrant blend of cultures, the flourishing of arts and sciences, and dynamic trade networks. The shifting power dynamics and evolving relations with neighboring countries had a profound influence on the trajectory of Egypt's history. The Islamic periods profoundly shaped Egypt and its regional interactions, leading into the modern era. Finally, we arrive in modern Egypt, a period of dramatic changes and challenges. The Ottoman period, spanning the 16th to the early 20th century, marked the beginning of Egypt's modern history, a time when it was a province of a vast empire. But as the empire waned, Egypt found itself in the crosshairs of European colonial powers, primarily Britain and France. The British protectorate over Egypt began in the late 19th century, which brought a new wave of modernization and infrastructure development. However, this period was also fraught with national unrest and the struggle for independence. In 1952, the Free Officers Movement led by Gamal Abdel Nasser overthrew the monarchy, marking the birth of the Republic of Egypt. Nasser's era was one of pan-Arabism, socialism, and tense relations with the West, particularly following the Suez Canal crisis. His successor, Anwar Sadat, initiated a series of political and economic reforms known as infita, or open door policy, and made peace with Israel, a move that significantly shifted Egypt's regional relations. In the wake of Sadat's assassination, Hosni Mubarak took the reins, leading Egypt for almost 3 decades. His rule was marked by stability and economic growth, but also by corruption, repression, and growing inequality. The Arab Spring of 2011 brought an end to Mubarak's regime, ushering in a period of political instability and economic uncertainty. Today, Egypt is led by President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, who came to power following a military coup in 2013. His rule has seen a return to stability, but also a crackdown on dissent and a growing military influence in politics and the economy. Throughout these changes, Egypt's foreign relations have been shaped by a delicate balance of regional alliances, global power dynamics, and its own national interests. From the Ottoman era to the present, Egypt's history is a testament to its resilience and adaptability. Modern Egypt continues to navigate its complex regional relations as it shapes its own future. Our journey through Egypt's history has been a fascinating tale of change, conflict, and cooperation. From the era of the Pharaohs, with their pyramids reaching towards the heavens, we've seen how Egypt's relations with its neighbors were formed and shaped. We journeyed through the Greek and Roman eras, where Egypt became a beacon of knowledge and power, influencing not just its immediate neighbors, but the world. As we moved into the age of Islamic conquest and beyond, we observed how Egypt's socio-political landscape changed. Yet the country's influence remained undiminished. And in modern times, despite the challenges it faced, Egypt continued to play a significant role in regional dynamics. Through every era, every change, Egypt's history has been a testament to its resilience and its capacity for reinvention. As we close this chapter, we're left with a deeper understanding of Egypt's place in the annals of history and its enduring influence on the region.